All right, guys, stand by. Stand by, stand by. All right, so we are live now. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. The purpose of this hangout is not a happy one. We are here to remember David, known as Boolionator, who passed away on Saturday. On that day, December 26th, I received a call from Bool's landlord stating that he found Bool unresponsive in his home. He immediately called 911, and when the paramedics arrived, there was simply nothing that they could do for him. According to them, he had been gone for a few hours before they got to him. I know that there are many questions as to what happened, and I don't have the answers to them, at least not yet. As soon as I know more, I will update everybody. But thanks to the community, we were able to get in contact with Bool's family and get them in contact with the authorities. I would especially like to thank David McGinnis and Cheshire for their help in that endeavor. As most are aware, Bool had a service dog by the name of Dexter, and there have been many questions regarding Dexter. I can confirm that Dexter is safe. Dexter is being taken care of right now. Astronomy Live tomorrow will travel to Tampa to pick up Dexter, and he will be watching him for a few days. During that time, Bool's sister will travel to Florida to pick up Dexter from Astronomy Live. She will also be the one receiving the funds from tonight's fundraiser. Your donations are going to go to two things. The first one is going to be relocating Bool's dog, Dexter, and returning him to his family. After that, any additional funds will be used as Bool's family sees fit. We can't really put a limit on this fundraiser because we don't know how much all of this is going to cost his family. So I ask that if you can donate anything, even $1, I would greatly appreciate it. Bool's friends would greatly appreciate it, and I know that his family would greatly appreciate it. In the description of this hangout, you will see a PayPal address that goes to Sean Hufford. Sean Hufford will then do a bulk transfer to Bool's sister. The PayPal is the preferred method since PayPal's not going to take any fees from doing transfers like that. However, if you are unable to donate through PayPal, there is also a GoFundMe listed in the description and will be posted throughout this hangout in the live chat that you can donate to instead. 100% of the funds are going to be going to Bool's family, and the main goal for tonight is to get enough so that Bool's sister can reacquire Dexter. That's the main goal for this evening, and the rest will go to whatever other funds are needed to make sure Bool gets taken care of from this point forward, to make sure that Bool's family is taken care of financially. That's the game plan. That's what we're doing. A follow-up thank you stream will follow this one so we can give credit to all who donated. But for tonight, what we're going to do is simply open up the floor so we can remember Bool, so we can speak about how much of an impact he had on our lives. With that, I'm going to open up to the first person, which is Steve McCrae. So, Steve, I'm going to mute, and you have the floor.
Thanks, Reds. Yeah, this information that it was devastating to all of us. Reds woke me the other day, had me call him, and when he told me, my mind literally kind of shut down. Especially not knowing the details is it's it's hard to express in words. David was probably the nicest, kindest, gentlest, most honest person I've ever met in my entire life. He was a true friend, somebody who that you know you can count on, and huge part of the community, huge part of my life, huge part of all of our lives. Um, I'm every day I think that it's just a huge mistake, and I know it's not. I mean, I know that you know it, it, I know that Dave would have wanted us to continue, and I know that he wanted us to think about him, and and hopefully that all of us can grieve in our own way. Um, I invite people to message anybody they need a message. I know a lot of people are reaching out to me to talk to, and I have been pretty quiet, but I've been dealing with things my own way, and I think everybody else will as well. But um, we're all going to suffer from this. Um, we're all going to hurt. We're all going to grieve. We all love Dave a lot, and I, I don't really have much else to say. I'll turn it over. But thank you, Reds, for doing this. I invite everybody to say what they say what they got to say about Dave, because he was, like I said, probably one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my entire life, and I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him an awful lot.
Absolutely. I'm going to pass it over to Ilya. So, Ilya, I'm going to mute and you have the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you, Reds. Like Steve said, Bull wasn't just a producer. I mean, he was a great producer, but he was also a very, very dear friend. And when I first started in this community, Bull was my first friend. Um, the first live stream I was ever on was with him and Jen's Little Corner, and he and I just instantly connected and bonded. And from there, really, that's how I found the rest of you. And Bull messaged me 2 days before Christmas, and his message was so simple. It was just, "I'm so glad that I met you. You're such a beautiful person, Ilya." And the truth of the matter is there is nobody that I've met more beautiful than him. He was full of integrity and honesty and kindness and generosity. And he if you needed him, he was there. It didn't matter what for. And he impacted me in such a way that nobody will ever be able to compare to. He and I bonded at the beginning of this year over, the loss of our children, and there was such a deep connection we made through that together. And I love him, and he means so much to this community. And so I'm really hopeful that the community can come together and give back to his family during this time and make sure that his personal belongings, Dexter, and everything is honored in the way that it should be. So, if you can give, please give so we can help the family out. And, let's just remember him in the best way possible. I know our channel, he was a producer, and our channel is going to come together and do a remembrance of him, and we would love to have the community's help in that too. So if you have ideas or you want to participate, please let one of our channel members know. And really, that's what I want to say. So I'll turn it back to you.
All right. I'm going to pass it off to David McGinnis. David, you now have the floor.
Yeah. um, I don't know what to say. Bull was a super close friend. We spent many, many, many hours talking and working on things. Um, uh, just the day before he passed away, we were probably on for about 4 hours chatting about different show things that we were working on, and computer that he was looking at someone building, and just, random stuff. The We were planning on hanging out on my birthday, and that never happened. So um, he'll be missed, and I'm going to do what I can to finish up some of the projects I know he wanted to see finished. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. And I know how tough this has been for you, David. So thank you for speaking up. And I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it to Mikey. Mikey, so I will mute, and you have the floor, good sir.
Thank you for setting this up, Reds. I am new to all of this, and Bool was kind of that pier, that dock in stormy waters, because I didn't know how to do a lot of the stuff that I was asked to do. But he was always there to help me set up my own streams, and then he was my producer on End Time, and I never really had to worry about much when I knew he was around. And even if we didn't have a show, or we just couldn't figure out what to do with the show, we would just hang out and shoot the shit and watch videos, and that was fucking cool to me, because I didn't get that before. And a dear friend, and he will be sorely missed. So if you guys do have anything to head to the funds, that would be great. That's all I got.
All right. I'm going to pass it off to Cheshire. So, Cheshire, you have the floor.
If anything, reminds us that we're all gonna die, and who knows when it's gonna happen. Could be tomorrow, could be in a year from now, could be in 30 seconds. We don't know. So do with whatever time you have with whoever you want to do it with. Bool was very good at not wasting time on bullshit. And I think we can all learn from that. That's all.
Thank you. I'm going to pass it off to BM. So, sir, you now have the floor. Oh, wait. Like BM dropped. All right. I'm going to pass it off to Nikki. Nikki, go ahead and unmute. You have the floor.
I haven't been around Bowl that long in this community, but he's always been an inspiration for me wanting to get my YouTube channel on, which I'm currently striving to do with me building my computer. And he's been one of the inspirations for that. One of the ones who want to delve into learning how to do the stuff that he did. And when I got the news too, I was shocked. I still am shocked. I haven't cried, but it's the point of not fully able to process it right now. Just like Ilya had said, some of us that were just talking to him a couple days before he left us. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to pass off to BM, who just came back. So, BM, you have the floor.
Hey, thanks, Red. Thanks for doing this. Not a whole lot to say, like everybody else has been saying, but Bull's one of the few people in the community that I was actually friends with on Facebook. He was such an open and kind and loving person that the last person you would think is going to be gone in your life, and so saddening to see that he's no longer here. And one thing I mentioned this the other night. I hope it's not too cliche or kitschy, but a meme that I'd seen recently was that be the person that your dog thinks you are. Bull was the person that our pets think we are. He was just that damn good.
Agreed. Agreed. I'm going to pass off to Athena. You have the floor. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I had to I had to unmute. Uh, some of you, some of you have known me for, I don't know, the last 3 years, but that's not really important. When did I meet Pool? A few years ago, but no. Basically, the point is the point is that, like all of you, I was good friends with Bullionator. Yeah, there were times where we butted heads, but who doesn't? There were also times where we were on opposite sides of an argument. Then again, who hasn't? But he was always there for me. You know what I mean? Whenever I needed someone to talk to, I was like, "Hey, how you doing? Can you talk?" And he was there. What else can I say? He was loyal. Like, uh, that's all I got. I am not good with words. Uh, Sorry.
No, no, you don't need to apologize at all. You're good. You're good. Ansgar, I'm going to pass it off to you next. Go ahead and unmute. You're all set.
All right, thanks. I think what's some people hit on this earlier. I think what's shocking about it all is, of course, usually when someone goes, you have some kind of emotional prep time, some psychological prep time, like there might be a health condition or something like that. But this was just, he's there and then he's not. And everywhere Bool went, he became kind of a cornerstone of whatever community he touched. And so it really has left not just this community, but a great deal of communities really reeling, just because of how special and how integral he was in those communities. And I know that Steve kind of touched on this, but it is true. You won't meet a more loyal friend or a kinder individual, and you certainly won't meet somebody more honest to a fault. And I don't know. I haven't I haven't fully processed it yet. It still doesn't feel real to me. It still feels like I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be some kind of awful dream. But I'm sure a lot of people, and I'm sure people who knew him even better than I do, have got to be in a far more discombobulated state. But what we've all been financially hurting this year, but those of us who can afford it, just give what you can. Try to give the family some relief, because they deserve to be able to grieve without the stress of having to worry about being financially crushed. Nothing's worse than trying to grieve when you've got some sort of financial guillotine hanging above you. So just let's try to give them at least that much peace. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ansgar. Thank you very much. I'm going to pass off to Jenny Morgan. Go ahead and unmute, and you have the floor.
I certainly didn't know Bool as well as a lot of you folks. But what really struck me about him is that when we did start to get to know each other, he made me feel like I've known him 20 years within the first hour of talking. And I can't describe how that happened. It just felt that way. He was a unique guy. I've been on a number of shows with him. Always enjoyed everything he had to say, and he was fun. He was funny. He was self-deprecating. He was just a good guy. His name Boolionator. If you're not a computer person, a Boolean argument is a variable in programming, and the most common stated when they're defining it is See, now I'm going to forget. If then, which means if one condition is met, let's go on and see what else is out there. And I think that says a great deal about him. That's all.
Absolutely. The one thing I do want to say is that knowing Bool and talking to him for a very extended period of time and knowing him for years, he was the best of friends. He was honest, loyal, would have your back in a heartbeat, and he did not hesitate to tell any of his friends just how appreciative he was of their support of him. Back when Bull was hitting tough times, this community came together and got him a place to stay. And I was lucky enough to hang out with him for an extended period of time because of that. And whenever he would talk to you, there was this genuine friendship. It just dripped from his person. This genuine friendship, this kind-hearted soul, and the fact that he's gone so suddenly still hasn't hit. When I first found out about the news, we immediately got to work trying to contact his family. But then after that, when we finally had a chance to just settle down and process, what the hell just happened, that's when I broke down and I just couldn't hold myself together anymore. Bull meant a lot to a lot of people. I'm going to remember him for being a good friend, a good person, just kind, on point, and one of the best damn producers any internet show could ever ask for, ever. Bool, if you are listening, if there is an afterlife that you're listening from, I don't do alcohol. You know that all alcoholic beverages taste like goat piss to me, but I'll drink some champagne in your honor, and I'll try to stomach it down for you. So
Champagne? Champagne?
maybe rum, who knows? But
Whiskey.
Whiskey. With that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to vegan atheist. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I'm pretty much going to probably repeat a lot of the same things that a lot of people said. He's affected so many people in so many ways. Just with his kindness. And like BM was on point when he was saying about the meme. It's so true. He was just the sweetest person. And he's like the person that you look up to being. I didn't know Bool as long as you guys, but as someone said, it's like he became your friend so fast and hard. Our time that we spent together was geeking out over the silliest things sometimes and giving me a place to vent. We spoke a lot about our mental health and our past in the military and the situations that we've been in and the problems that we face behind the scenes and all of that stuff. He became like a confidant, someone that you knew that you could trust, that would always be there. He would randomly send me things that said, I just want to make you smile, or here's this to cheer you up. If there was ever a person that oozed purity, it would be him. And I'm not saying that to put him on top of like a pedestal, but like even with like a lot of our failures and scars and everything else, he still had like this way of looking at life that was humbling. And I really appreciated his perspective and how he was able to talk, like, and see the world in just like, because he didn't see the world like a lot of us do. Because he just, I don't know, he just didn't. But like over the last like 6 months, we got a chance to really, really spend time together. And his biggest thing, like he used to do was spreading joy. So I would encourage in all of these ways, one of the best ways that you could show your love and support for Bool is to spread joy in those little ways. And I think you'd really appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take this moment to give everyone an update. It's nice to know just how much of an impact Bool had on all of us, and a lot of the audience feels the exact same way. Again, there is no upper limit on this fundraiser because we don't know how much this is going to cost for Bool's family. But I would like everyone to get an update on everything because it's only fair that we know where we're at. So I am currently just adding 2 figures, and as of right now, for this fundraiser, we have raised $1,755.15 for Bool's family. I would like to thank every single one of you who has donated. Thank you so much. This is going to help Bool's family so they can grieve without having to worry about any financial BS that is going to, well, come up because of this. Thank you so much, people. Thank you so much. The fundraiser is still going, but I would like people to know where we're at and to just say thank you so much for helping. Thank you so much for helping. Thank you for showing your love and your support. I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. Just thank you so fucking much for this. Thank you so much. Just thank you. We wanted to keep this hangout relatively short, so that's what we're going to do. But before we go, I just want to inform people that the authorities are investigating what happened. Once I know more, you all will know more. With what we were able to accomplish this evening, I can assure you that Bool's dog, Dexter, will be taken care of. Astronomy Live is picking him up tomorrow and will be taking care of him until Bool's sister can drive down to Florida to pick him up and take him back to his family. Updates will be posted on Twitter, so follow us there, and there you will get updates. But to all of you who are in the call and all of you who are in the live chat, all the friends of Bool, just thank you so much for being here. And this is a loss, and it's going to be a difficult thing to move on from this. But the last thing that Bool said to me before I head off and went ahead with my move, the last thing Bull said to me was, keep being awesome. So I'm going to tell everyone to do the exact same thing. Keep being awesome, people. That's what Bull would want. So in his honor, keep being awesome. But before we head out, I'm going to open up to everyone if anyone else would like to say something before we call it for the night.
I just want to really quickly say that if Bull were still with us, he would be telling you guys to ignore people in the chat and to celebrate what we're discussing. So remember that. Be like Bull.
Yeah, and I think he also would want people to remember that this is why we fight. This is why we do the things we do. We have the shows we have, the friends we have, the people we associate with. We all have a lot of things in common. We all have a lot of things that we don't have in common, which makes us strong as a community. But one of the things that I've noticed with all the people that I associate with is that all of them have some kind of ethical standing. All of them have some kind of honor. And when we see these things, these tragedies that hit us, we see the differentiation between those of the people that we love and the people that we befriended against those of the people that we fight against and the people that we point out are unscrupulous, unethical, unhonorable, and in my opinion, utterly evil people. And wherever, Bull may be, if there's a heaven, he's certainly made it in. And if there's a hell, then those people will certainly be there.
Yeah.
There is one thing that Bool was consistent on. He was very clear about who he associated with, who he was friends with, and who he didn't like, and exactly what he thought of those people. This will get worse for those of you who have noticed that what's going on. It will get worse. It will be very difficult, as if it's not hard enough already for most people. It's already going on. There are already videos that have been made that are just bullshit. Expect it. Be prepared for it. Either emotionally or if you can't avoid it. But I think that there is the people who are trying to utilize this. I think Bull was very clear about that he's not interested in you. He wouldn't associate with you, and he never would have associated with you if he knew you were going to do anything like this in the future. So I think last word for me on exactly what Bull would say about this is go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, and just an addendum on that. They want reactions. They're looking for reactions. This is kicking people when they're down. They want you to react to it, and I think the best thing, and without a question, but what I wanted it is to not have a reaction. We're going to continue on. I'm going to try to continue on. New Year coming up, and not respond to any of that. It's just that they're looking for that. Don't give it satisfaction.
When we continue on, in Bull's memory, I'm going to focus on more positive people and not the negative. With that, it is time to end. But guys, remember, keep being awesome. It's what Bull would have wanted. And thank you all for donating. This is going to help Bull's family immensely. You guys have really come through tonight. You guys have done an amazing thing tonight. Thank you so much for the help. Thank you so much for the donations. And with that, we are out. Have a good night.